viewers, this is Farhaduddin Ahmed Bhaiya from Rule of Law at Adalat channel. Like as routine, I have come before all of you to discuss about an important issue today, though it is not relevant with my profession exactly. This is very important issue to those who are willing to nowadays polish their knowledge vessel and polish their latches to be the extraordinary in English language. That is, you must know that, you must be agreed with me that English language has gradations in our everyday life and profession. Whatever may be your profession, English language has nowadays been the influential language in our official and personal life, educational life, professional life, and every aspect and every stages of our life. So, to be a successful professional and a person here in this globalized world, having good command, an excellent and extraordinary command over English language has been much more important, and it has been skyrocketing day by day. I think and strongly believe that no one will disagree with me that thousands and thousands of knowledge expectant and higher education expectant students are running after acquiring proper knowledge in English language, and they are getting stumbled, and in some cases they are being evil enough to decorate their inner heart and inner beauty with the smart language English. To measure the proficiency and the quality any individual achieve through their learning and education, it is assessed by an international standardized test that is called IELTS. So millions of students and the professionals have to appear and sit for the IELTS exam throughout the world. Those who are seeking higher studies, they have to seek for the result, the excellent band score in IELTS in academic module, and those who are looking for being immigrant and migrated in any country, more particularly the developed country, they have to work for the general training module of IELTS examination. I'm not talking about all of this right now, but it is notable, and there is no denying fact that today I'm going to expose and demonstrate some hidden facts and some techniques and tactics upon which any individual or any professional or student will certainly be able to score extraordinary in the IELTS examination. You can ask me, or someone can think about me that, yes, you are a practicing lawyer of the Supreme Court, how can you suggest me or suggest them regarding the IELTS? No telling to say that I've worked a long time and I'm also dealing with this right now unofficially. I'm a fond of language, in English language. I like English language most side by side to my mother tongue Bangla. So far as I understand how to score extraordinary and how to deal with this language and how to make the things happen within a short time, in a shortcut way, and in a very effective way, just try to go through today's discussion. I'm sure you will be pleased enough and happy enough and astonished that how you have got a good number of techniques and the tips of being the extraordinary speaker expert writer, very good reader, and like as native speaker. So let's start our discussion today. We are going to talk about IELTS, the hidden facts of being the extraordinary IELTS speaker. Let's start and enjoy the whole discussion. It is better to stick together with this channel so far as I understand, and I request you to subscribe this channel so that you can get the new videos from my part. You know very well that this is my charitable initiative, and if you spread it, you will be also the part of charity. Thank you, and let's start, and I hope you will enjoy the discussion and you will have a very good command over that language that I'm talking about today. Viewers, let's enter into the whole discussion today. At the very inception of my discussion today regarding IELTS, I'm going to give you a good outline what you will have to attempt or encounter at the time of appearing in the IELTS examination. I'm giving you the guidelines or the outline which you will have to appear or encounter while you will sit for the IELTS examination. Actually, the elaboration of today's increasingly demanding standardized test IELTS stands for International English Language Testing System. It is an acceptable standardized international test comprising of 4 modules such as listening, reading, writing and speaking, aiming to measure the proficiency and competency level of non-native English speakers. Nowadays, an acceptable IELTS score has been mandatory as the entry requirement of any university, college, and or other higher studies institutions throughout the world. In fact, the United States of America is now also accepting the IELTS score as language proficiency test. You must know, this kind of test is administered by the Cambridge University through different recognized test centers around the world. It is interesting to point out here that this test assesses the overall language skills of the users by focusing on the key modules of reading, writing, listening and speaking. Actually, IELTS is conducted on 9 score. You must know, each module like reading, writing, speaking and listening will have 9 score. Out of 9 score, the examinees have to get a certain acceptable score in each band, module, and then the total achieved score of each band will be added and divided by 4 to calculate the overall IELTS score of an examinee. More particularly, in the real IELTS test, the speaking examination is conducted by the Cambridge University certified examiners. On the day of the test, the examinee will have to appear in a face-to-face interview or conversation with a certified examiner for more or less 14 minutes on different issues, and all the conversation will be recorded for future reference and proof. In the interview, the examiner will ask the examiner different familiar and personal questions for more or less 3 to 4 minutes, and then the examiner will give you a cue card, topic and the issue for speaking at least 2 minutes. Before that, you will be given 1 minute time to think about the given topic and to take notes if you have. It is very often seen that after the examiner finishes the speaking on the issue, the examiner will then ask the examinee follow-up questions on his or her speaking on the given issue. At this stage, examiner may take 3 to 4 minutes on the basis of the examinee's performance. After the examiner may ask the examinee on different argumentative and controversial issues to assess the overall influential capacity of the examinee on the language. Thus, the speaking test will be wrapped up. Now, I can say about the listening module, what it contains. What is the content of the listening module is? The candidates will have to listen pre-recorded conversations between two persons and or more than that. It is important to bring to light here that wireless headphones will be provided to each of the examinees in the real IELTS examination. They will have 4 sections in listening modules. Each of the section will be played once only. The examinees will be given 10 minutes time to transfer the answers to an answer sheet from the question booklet at the end of the test. Before starting the test, there would be time period to read the instructions and questions carefully. Before each of the conversation, candidates will have 30 seconds to check their work, what they have done. Candidates will have to listen the pre-recorded conversation at the same time. They have to answer the questions. They will have more or less 40 questions on different categories. The listening test will require more or less 45 minutes to be ended. Generally, listening test is conducted at the inception of the test and then consecutively reading and writing modules are held on that day. In the real IELTS test, candidates will have to face 3 full-length passages comprising of more than 150 words in each in the reading module. There will be 40 to 44 questions on the given passage. Generally, students and the examiners think about the reading module, the very toughest module among the 4 modules in the IELTS examination. But I don't think so. If you have the capacity of understanding the legal and the language terminologies, certainly you will be overcome this situation and the obstacles also. The quality you require to be a very good reader is to be habituated and acquainted with the reading. 1 hour time will be given to read and at the same time find out the questions answer from the given passages. Apart from that, different kinds of questions obfuscate in the passages. The candidates have to solve in the examinations. There would be no extra time given to transfer the questions answer. That is, at the same time of reading, candidates have to answer this and write on the answer sheet. Actually, I'm talking about the writing module now. The content of writing module has 2 writing tasks. One is writing task 1 and another is writing task 2. In academic module, candidates will get only 1 hour time for writing module. Generally, for writing task 1, 20 minutes, and writing task 2, the rest of the hour is to be allocated for the writing task 2. In fact, in writing task 1, candidates have to write at least 150 words on different figures like bar diagram, pie chart, line graph, table chart, picture chart, flow chart, and so on. On the other hand, the writing task 2, candidates have to attempt for writing at least 250 words within the specific time on the given argumentative or persuasive or narrative topic in particular. Normally, argumentative or persuasive topic is said very often in the IELTS examination, but in fact, both in writing task 1 and writing task 2, equal score is considered. Writing up more than the required level of words are also acceptable, but it has to be reasonable and relevant to the topic. And in general training module, there is a little bit difference in writing module. That is, in writing task 1, in that module, you will have to write a letter or application to the concerned. The word limit will be 150 and the time will be 20 minutes for that. And apart from that, there is no difference between the writing task of academic module and the writing task of general module. Now, it is important to disclose, perhaps you are waiting to get the secrets of scoring, IELTS scoring. Now, let's be concentrated enough. How to score extraordinary in speaking module are like that. So far as I believe and understand and have been able to understand is answering the question to the point and in detail, sticking to gun with the variety of structures uses, speaking with standard native pronunciation, using good range of phrases and lexical resources, maintaining coherence and correlation in the speaking interview is most important. Examiners are happy when you ensure the grammatical accuracy. If you can show the wide range of argumentative skills and expertise in your discussion with the examiner, certainly there is a possibility of scoring excellent, not less than 7.5. Even you can score 8 or 9. That depends on your overall examination and the speaking capacity. If you have hands-on excellent fluency in speaking and intonation, style, presentation, and you can impress your examiner, the speaking examiner, you can snatch also the 9 out of 9 even. No matter whether you are Bengali speaking people, you are Arabian, you are Indian, Pakistani, you are South African, doesn't matter actually. This is just like the one image. You may be a very good speaker but could not perform well in the interview, doesn't matter. And you will not get the excellent score. So think about the speaking interview of IELTS. It's just like the one-day cricket match. If you can perform well, it's well and fantastic. If you cannot perform well, you will get 0. That is the thing. So, showing excellent performance in situational speaking. If you have the capacity to speak on any situation in your life or profession, that will develop your skill to speak before the examiner in a very diversified way. An examiner will be convinced enough with your speaking capacity and understanding, and be confident and don't be craven and don't be coward here at the time of your interview. Just try to be very logical, argumentative, and don't be upset and disappointed with the tide of the questions. The examiners are usually very friendly. They will not show you they will not show you any kind of threat. They will just cooperate to you. They will be very much friendly. They will just try to make you relax to get the excellent, the utmost feedback from your part. So normally examiners are in Bangladesh or India appointed from the Cambridge University certified examiners, more particularly the native speakers. In Bangladesh, what I have seen from my experience is that some of the British Council and Cambridge University certified and Delta and SALTA certified professionals are appointed and engaged to take the speaking interview. And apart from that, the Cambridge University certified examiners are also appointed in that situation to be an examiner. However, capacity of spontaneous speaking is most important to be an extraordinary scorer in speaking module. You will have to speak randomly. You will have to demonstrate your performance that yes, you can speak randomly and you don't require to be looking for any word while speaking. You have tremendous speaking capacity. You will have to demonstrate before the examiner. So if you can do that, then certainly there is a guarantee of scoring excellent here in the real IELTS examination in speaking module. Interestingly speaking, so overall what I can suggest and guide you is that always try to speak with your friends and partners or professional colleagues. Don't try to waste your time by speaking with those who cannot speak like you. Always try to make the conversation with such kind of person or the professional who can speak better than you. Because if it is, then certainly you have the potentiality or the chance of learning something from that speaker. Okay, so now it's better to give you some guidelines and the hidden tricks and techniques of scoring excellent in IELTS listening module. Acquiring operational command on pronunciation, tone of voice, tuning and intonation is most important to score excellent in listening. There is a scope and opportunity to score 9 out of 9 in listening module if you are very serious and careful enough. But there is also a chance of scoring 3 or 2 in IELTS listening examination out of 9. So it's very easy and very tough. What criteria you will have to follow to score excellent and extraordinary in listening module is like that. Following up of listening type scripts for an acceptable period and practice accordingly. That means suggesting and recommending you to follow up any written script and just try to listen very carefully the type scripts and just try to adjust and cope up with that. Where you get stumbled to understand the words, just try to get familiar and acquainted with you. If it is, then ultimately your speed of understanding and your speed of listening will be developed gradually. There's no doubt at all. Apart from that, what you will have to do is to mastering and listening questions, analysis and interpretation. It is very important, because without analyzing and interpreting the question style of listening, if you just try to answer and solve different kinds of listening scripts, ultimately you will not be benefited. You may be loser we are in the real IELTS exam. It's because in the real IELTS exam all the type scripts will be from the native speakers. So you will have to understand whether you are understanding and listening very carefully the intonation, pronunciation, style, vocabularies, lexical resources, and the story and the theme and the techniques of the native speakers. Native speakers mostly speak very first, and they just try to give you the pause, intonation, and the pronunciation is very fantastic. You'll have to keep pace with them. If you cannot keep pace with them, and if you just get stumbled, then certainly you will be a loser and you will have no rhythm to be able to carry out and keep pace with their speaking and so on, and you will not be able to score excellent in the listening. That's all. And no challenge to say that routine work on listening skills shaping. Actually, before you appear and before you think about appearing in the IELTS examination, you will have to fix your routine for listening everyday English. It may be BBC, it may be any other recorded item, or it may be any other materials. Nowadays, all the materials are available on internet, YouTube, or any other virtual media. So you'll have to be habituated with that kind of practice and the skills. Mostly recommend you to be familiar with such kind of practice and the skills. If you carry on, certainly you will have a very good pleasure, and you will be able to score excellent in listening, and you will get happiness in your mind, and you will be able to trigger the success point. There's no doubt at all. Routine work, and thereafter, one more thing I should give you. The technique that you will have to follow is long-term well-guided practice on listening. Long-term well-guided practice on listening means over 1 month practice, 2-month practice or 15 days or 7 days practice on listening cannot give you a very good result. You may not get a good result, a good figure in the examination. If you go for shortcut preparation period, so you will have to select your time for a reasonable period so that you can trigger your success point to score 8 or 9. My recommendation and the techniques that I'm just putting forward for all of you is to score 8 or 9. Scoring 6 or 5.5 or 6.5 in listening module doesn't necessarily require you to practice a lot. If you are a moderate practitioner, if you can listen moderately, you can score like that. But to score more than 7 or more than 8, it requires a whole lot of practice and understanding and knowledge. I normally recommend to my well-wishers and the examinees lip mixing practice. Yes, lip mixing with the native speaker while they speak. At the same time, you will have to mix your lip is most important. If you can do so, ultimately you will be a very good speaker and very good listener. There's no doubt at all. It is experimented and it has no doubt actually. Tongue twister lesson practice in detail. Tongue twister lesson. What does it mean, the term tongue twister? Tongue twister, the word means your tongue or those whose language are not the native language. Their tongue are sometimes tightened and we need to twist the tongue, and that's why thousands and thousands of lessons are available on internet and different virtual media nowadays to practice the tongue twister lesson at all. Above all, concentration development practice. Yes, sometimes we break the concentration. Pin drop silence is recommended at the time of your listening practice, because if you miss or if you lost to find out a question's answer, ultimately, gradually you will face the difficulty to find out the latter answers, and you will have a very good loss contracted form practice. So this is also badly needed. That I'm saying you will have to practice contracted form. Regional dialect practice. Yes, sometimes you will have to practice the regional dialect. All the native speakers do not speak with the same tone and voice, and their style, accent are different. So that's why you'll have to acquire proper knowledge on different colonial style and contracted and regional dialect of the native speakers. Concentration on regional accent. Yes, it is also most important. Regional accent, if you cannot control over, then there is a possibility of getting stumbled in your listening examination. So these were all about the listening module. Now I had better talk about the secrets of scoring extraordinary in reading module of IELTS. Long-term reading habit is essential to score extraordinary. Shortcut way is hit rate and detestable. Increasing the capacity of speed reading is also most important to score extraordinary in reading module. Cluster reading practice. This is very effective. Symbolic keywords putting practice. Most of the examinees or the students or the professionals do not know what does it mean, the term symbolic keyword placing and putting. It is very effective and it has great essence. Developing analogy and analytical senses. Yes, if you have only the common sense, and if you can have the meaning of all the words given in the reading module, It does not give you the guarantee that you are going to answer all the questions and find out all the questions. You need to develop your analogy and some analytical capacity of the senses to assess whether this is the accurate answer or that is the accurate answer. So reading module is designed to assess your English language at the same time your analytical ability also. That's because you are going to take up higher studies. Reasoning and comparing skill boosting up. Yes, reasoning capacity, understanding capacity, the inner significance of any word or the text or the paragraph must have to be understood. And comparing skill, yes, it is very needed. You need to know how to compare with this or that or it. If you cannot compare properly, how you will sort out the exact and accurate answer among the wrong answers? So there would have the similar answers or the words that be put in the multiple choice questions. So you will have to find out and you will have to take the best answers among four. So paraphrasing and understanding the thematic sense. Yes, some thematic sense and sentence will be provided here in the reading paragraph. You must have to paraphrase and understand the thematic sentence and the sense also. Thematic sentences are mostly written and put in thematic way that is not the literal expression of the writer. So it is very intricate and difficult to understand. So to boost up that capacity, you will have to be used to write up the thematic sentences. Having extraordinary knowledge on text explanation. Text explanation is what? It is most important. Only on a particular word you will have to speak at least half an hour or 1 hour at straight, and that elaborates and that illustrates your speaking capacity, knowledge, idea gathering, and vocabulary competency. Tactics of signal word putting. Yes, there are some signal words you need to put while searching for the answers from your reading skills. Sketching approach of the text. It is a modern style of finding out some keywords and some of the important and focusing words hidden and mixed and amazed with the whole passage. Categorical text or journal reading. Yes, there are a good number of categorical text and journal available here on different e-portals, newspaper portals, and virtual portals. From there, you can or anyone can get the categorical list of topics and they can enrich themselves with that knowledge. Reading question analysis and interpretation knowledge development is essential. Lexical resource development, it is very important. Without having the proper meaning of the good number of intricate lexical resources or the vocabularies to score extraordinary or the very good in reading module of IELTS is absurd, not possible. Synonym and antonym learning. Use number of synonym and antonym should be stockpiled in your brain. Well, management of time. Time management is most important in reading module, as because in reading module you will have only 1 hour time for 3 passages. It is not a matter of joke to find out the all 40 or 44 questions answer within a short time, I mean within 1 hour, though the reading passage will be provided here very large number of words will be there. Now come to the point of being titled as an expert writer. Writing is the creation it does not come automatically from someone's mind or brain. It requires a whole lot of practice and knowledge. More particularly, writing on English or writing on any topic or issue requires a whole lot of knowledge on the particular subject and some grammatical knowledge, reasoning, argumentative capacity, and versatile quality. Now, step by step, I am just putting here some of the important and modern techniques of being titled as an expert writer. To be an expert writer, any individual should give task response accurately. They should use variety of lexical resources. Their writing must have correlation and cohesion. Punctuation putting in their writing is essential. Run-out sentences should be avoided, otherwise they will not get excellent score. Sentence formation must be complex, compound, and thematic. Logical argument showing styles must be standardized. Only simple sentence presentation is neglected. Complex and compound, at the same time, the simple sentence presentation in writing is welcomed. No spelling accuracy, no spelling mistakes, and accuracy, neat and cleanliness should be given priority in a very good and expert writers. Not to repeat any word more than twice. Repeating the word in the sentences more than twice is punishable and penalized. Signal words must be well placed. Thesis statement and analytical idea should be put in writing. Must use contracted clause or extra information in the writing. Individuals must keep in mind the use of small and capital letters uses. Presentation of regional dialects in sentence formation is essential. It is noted that examples showing with argument and logic is badly needed, otherwise the examiner will mind. Writing on the topic with required word limit is suggested and recommended, otherwise the individual will not get the exact score and you will be marked negatively. Those were the very basic and important hidden facts and points to be titled someone as an expert writer, and they can score even 9 out of 9. Apart from that, there are a good number of techniques you can follow from your experience. These were the guidelines from my experience. You can practice and you can follow all of this or some of this, which can just guide you to, or which can just chase you to be an expert speaker, extraordinary writer, very good reader, and a native listener. It is for your kind information that if you go for appearing in the IELTS examination, well planned and well managed preparation is badly needed and essential. Viewers, from this discussion today that I have made before all of you, perhaps you will be able to get the exact guideline and you will follow the guideline to be an extraordinary speaker, an expert writer, very good reader, and the native listener. Interestingly, if you follow some of these guidelines or the most of the guidelines or all the guidelines, there is a guarantee of winning the excellency in your IELTS examination. Hoping for the best result and the outcome in English language learning journey. So stay with us. If I can manage my time side by side my professional business, I will try to make you presenting different and dimensional tips, discussion and guideline on different subject matter of English language. As because I love to deal with this language, I love to encourage someone to be titled as very good user of English language. By dint of practice, concentrated practice, regular and routine practice, an individual not necessarily required to be highly educated can himself or herself title as the very best user of English language. Best of luck, and if you think and believe that you have been benefited a little bit from this discussion, I most humbly and cordially ask and request you and convene you to subscribe this channel and like this discussion. Even you have the freedom to dislike my discussion if my discussion does not touch your heart, and if you do not think that this is nothing but unnecessary. And if you have any comment regarding this matter, you are cordially requested to put and drop your comments in the comment box at the best possible time, and as soon as possible I will try to answer very clearly and in detail all of your comments reply. No telling to say that this is a charitable initiative from my part to make the people enthusiastic to fulfill their knowledge parcel with intact English language. So if you have any question, advice or suggestion, you are requested and you have liberty to do so. Share this discussion, share this channel, subscribe and press the bell button to get the latest videos from my part. Thank you very much. Hope you will hate the corrupted people of the society, and hope you will try to be the honest one. Thank you.